Hey everyone, so I decided today, since it was nice and pretty and it was bright enough, the sun was shining, so I can kind of see down into this hole where my transducer is. So my transducer kind of quit working. I mean, it worked, but it was reading the wrong numbers for the depth. So it was reading that I was in much deeper water than I actually was. It did correct itself after I got anchored last week. I checked again on the chart plotter and through the phone, via my phone, and it was reading the correct depth to where I was. So, I decided today to take it out. So here we go. So it is out and the blind plug is in. And I had to take my sea strainer off because there's not enough room to safely pop it out and replace the plug. It's too close. So the other thing that happened, evidently they used maybe wood glue or something to glue this piece of hardware on to hold the sea strainer right there. And it goes, the one end of it goes there. Okay, that's my sea cock. It's closed, so there's no water coming in. And this sea cock and this sea strainer runs my deck wash and my AC reverse cycle heat. So I can switch off with I made a switch so that I don't lose the prime to the pump for the AC and heat while I'm using the deck wash. So right now it is only going to the deck wash. The other one is closed off. So that was a good thing on my part to put that T and then a valve to switch off and on, or open and close rather. So, okay, so that's the dilemma. Now I've got to fix that shelf. I think what I'm going to do is drill right straight through that and out to here with either 2 or 4 screws, just depend, bolts, whether it depends whether I can find them. So, if I have long enough ones on the boat, with a washer and a bolt through so that I can go right through here. Okay, it'll be better to do that and put a nut on the other end here. So with that in mind, to fix that, this is my transducer that I removed, and as you can see, I mean, there's a little bit of crud on it, but it's not bad. And I don't know why the speed thing wasn't working. Because that's as clean as I've seen it when I've ever pulled it out. So I don't know what is preventing it from working. So, I mean, we got some live creatures in there, some little shrimp or crabs. But, I mean, it's spinning. So I'm not sure. I mean, I do have a new propeller paddle wheel to put on there. I can do that. It's easy to do. But I don't know if that's the problem. I'm going to spin it and see what it shows up on my phone. But yeah, look at the live creatures we've got. Oh dear. We don't want them in the boat. Okay. Yep. Little baby shrimps or something here. So, yep. All right. So that's all I can see. I don't know, you know, like I said, there is a little bit of crud on the lens right there. That's for the depth. The other wheel is for the speed in water, like the speed through water. Alrighty, well, we'll be back. We'll see what I find. Okay. we got the plug or the transducer cleaned, and I went ahead and did the nerve-wracking deal of removing the blind plug. Okay, that's the blind plug. And so now, without too much water in there, I got the transducer back in. So now I just need to tighten up a little bit on it and then put the seizing wire on it so it doesn't accidentally twist off or pop out, because it's seized to the top here and then it goes into the base here. So it also prevents it from popping off and the lid and the screw from turning. So there we go. I'm going to clean up my mess and finish that, and then also figure out how I'm going to put the bolts. I got to look for them first, see how long I have, and see if I can fix that board that holds up the C strainer. Okay, so one project turned into two projects. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, back again. So I did get the problem with the mounting bracket for the C strainer straightened out. I did good considering what I have available to me on the boat for extra bolts, you know, and stuff, and make sure they were, I had to get long ones. Okay. So I had two long ones. Not quite what I wanted. They have a hex head. Later I'll switch them out to a round head with a more finishing washer to make it look better, because I had to drill to the from the outside in and mount the bolt with the nut on the back side. So I'm just going to show you here. It's dark in there, so okay, so there is the C strainer mounted. I will probably I'm slightly higher. I don't know how I mean slightly, like a 1/16 of an inch higher. Not even a 1/4 of an inch. So, yeah. So I'm going to probably have to put a new hose. I may have one on the boat this size to change this right here, this hose. Okay, because now it's like this, you know, just about, I don't know, more than a 1/16 of an inch too short. So I really technically only can get one hose clamp on it, but I have the good hose clamps, so that's a good thing. So so worst case scenario, I could use this until like this kind of, I have this for that, but I prefer to have a wire one for coming out of the C cock into the C strainer. So so the C strainer cover's not on, because I decided, since I was all apart like that, to clean it. But I also want to show you what I did on the outside. Okay, so hey, pretty good, I think. Yeah, it's a lot ruggeder than it was. So anyways, I got the C strainer pulled out, and there's a bunch of seaweed and whatever else is in there, so it is pretty dirty, so I might as well clean it. So I'll clean that all up and I'll put it back in there, and then check it out, make sure that it runs with the deck. If not, I'll be moving that C strainer down a little bit. Not the bolt part, just the C strainer. I'll take the mounts and move them down. All right, so we're done. It's looking good. Woohoo! Yes, now just clean up my mess. Catch you later. Thanks. Bye.